We've come to the point where we need to talk about the brutal truth about Final Fantasy XIV. New players, returning players, and veterans looking into Savage Raiding alike have asked me if they can play the easy jobs, especially because I just made a tier list yesterday, but I'd never do a cringe tier list on effectiveness of jobs, and you're gonna get my resoundingly loud opinion on what I think those or why I think those tier lists are complete garble in this video. So easy is one of the dumbest terms that I hear people using gaming kind of in general, but in Final Fantasy XIV this shit is like the lowest common denominator of pointless, and I do mean pointless, elitism. In fact, I'll say it doesn't even make sense. It's stupid. It is reductive, and it literally doesn't offer any value. Literally no value. So, how to say it? This is also coming from this himbo, me. Wait, now, hold up. Wait a darn second. Let me tell you what I actually want. Like, let me be real here. Like, real for a second. Like, no bullshit. I'll tell you exactly what I want in a raid group. I want people who are contributing the damage necessary, providing the utility necessary, and executing mechanics properly in order to clear a fight. Boom! Mic drop. That's simple. Now, let's talk about what jobs other people have said are easy over the years, and pretty much there has been shit talk about like everything. Well, all the tanks are very easy. All the healers can be played by a chimpanzee throwing its own shit at the keyboard. If you play physical range, some think you should simply light your character on fire. Summoner is also lumped in with physical ranged. Red Mage has been, since its release in Stormblood, heralded as the new caster. And lastly, Reaper and Samurai are the easiest of the melee DPS, and apparently you should feel bad. Dragoon! You see, Dragoon is interesting, because you used to be able to barely skim by as Dragoon and acceptable, but with its rework, I'm sorry Dragoons, you are now dog shit too. Sorry. Don't hate the player, hate the idiots on Twitter. YouTube and Discord that just shit talk everyone. I can't even say the game because the game is balanced, bro, but we'll get into that later. But how to say it? New jobs, Viper or Pictomancer, I'm sorry, you're fucked too. Sorry, no nice way to say it. Both of those are widely considered dog shit easy, and you are brain dead to play them. Endless amounts of crap talk has been said about how easy they are, like, let's be real. And yo, that's not coming from me, that's just a wide regard of like the crap that I've seen. And that kind of means that the only ones that are left are like Black Mage, Monk, and Ninja. Like, let's be real. Like, I very rarely heard Black Mage, Monk, or Ninja be dabbed on for being easy, so basically screw 18 out of the 21 jobs. Like, if we're real. And I've heard... I've just heard almost everyone be slammed into the dirt. Like, no one is safe out here, man. Now... mask off time. Do you want to know what I actually value in 14, like rating wise? And we're gonna get really real here. Progging content and clearing content. And when progging, I want to play what I want to play, and I want to enjoy my time too. And usually that's gonna be like Scholar Sage, but also looking at going into PF as Warrior next week. Like, real talk. I really want to learn the fight. I want to actually have the thrill of Prog and enjoy that sweet satisfaction of eventually getting it clear. Prog is my favorite part of raiding, and kind of, how to say it, like, the chaos of, like, what if this person brings a marker? What if this person makes a mistake? Or what if this person dies? They stood in the dumb shit. Shocking, but, like, they stood in the dumb shit, and it's like, we're gonna have a res there. Chaos. I like that. Farming, not as fun for me, like... But we're gonna have another mascot moment. Oh my god, imagine if I used Expedient here. Holy shit, my brain just going pulse. Wow, imagine if I used Critlow Spread. Holy shit, bro. Like, at this exact time, like, you can mitigate this thing. Like the novelty wears off in fun. It's the first few layers that really brings the most joy. Now, do you want me to tell you what I don't enjoy? And I mean, if you're still here, probably. I don't enjoy people who are clearly in over their head. Like, if you're clearly playing something that you either don't enjoy or haven't practiced, which I do believe there's a correlation between the two, they go hand in hand. When the group isn't even able to make a prog point, I'm like, why am I here? And I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. I mean, I'm usually more quiet about it, but when that happens, I'm like silently thinking to myself, like, bro, like, couldn't why am I here? And now let's talk about like the point about like what makes someone play better. I love Skull. That's not a secret. That's pretty for anyone who's not new here. You know that I talk about that a lot. Um, it's been in my wheelhouse for a very, very long time. I swear, if you look for a pyramid somewhere, there's like a hieroglyph somewhere where it's just me talking crap about how much I love Celine and like, oh my god, this spell speed buff and then the attack speed buff and it's so you'll be able to find that somewhere. I don't know which pyramid exactly or what hieroglyph or what era of time it was from, but you'll be able to find it. And how to say it? I got to that because I enjoy the Scholar, and so I would take it into dungeons, trials, pre-nerf Atma grind, and yeah, sorry to everyone who I've triggered by saying pre-nerf Atma grind, but you know what I'm saying about? And yeah, that was a lot of stuff. Thank God that we had more than Broil when we were doing that grind. Like, yo, if we had current Scholar back then, there is no way. Like, we actually had dot management back then, thank God up above. But like, imagine broiling your way through pre-nerf Atma grind, like, holy hell. But my point is, I want you to get inspired by what you play. When I make a tier list, like my tier list, I said very, very clearly, was not an effectiveness tier list. It was my own personal tier list about what I enjoyed the most playing, leveling all the jobs to 100, experiencing them at level 100, and what toolkits I enjoyed the most now that I got to play them with my own setup, with their own custom UIs and all that stuff, as everyone could see, like, every job that I did, I got its own custom UI that I, like, made for myself. And so, it was very personal to me, as I feel like everyone's should be. And so when it's a tier list, it's a highly personal thing. But you need to pick something that you genuinely enjoy. And I would rather you get inspired and enjoy what you're like enjoying to play, rather than being like, oh my god, I feel like I have to play Black Mage because I need to make a statement about my skill. Like, my brother in Christ, no one gives a fuck. Respectfully. But let me try and make a joke. Like, I could not care less if you played SpongeBob Quadrahedron Pants, the Hamburger Flipper, and that you like whacked enemies with a spatula and Krabby Patties. Like, bro, like, all the power to you. As long as you show up, as long as you do the mechanics, as long as you're contributing the DPS, do not give a crap. Or like, if your main DPS ability is like farting on the enemy. Like, sure, you're gonna gas out the raid and it's gonna be stinky as shit, but you know what? As long as you're doing the DPS, whatever, power to you. And I'm gonna be a little bit more aggressively blunt here. I want teammates to get the job done. Don't care if that's my stack. Don't care if that's PF. And don't think that that doesn't go back to me. Like, put that idea on me. That's a very valid point. I do enjoy Warrior. It's basically a healer, but it's like a tank, so I get to be like a buff healer. Buff, yes. I'm an idiot. But people in my party finder groups don't want me. Like, I'm talking to me. They don't want me fucking up tank busters. They want me there doing my mechanics. They want me there doing my mitigations. They want me there doing the mechanics. They will boot me, as they should, if I am not showing up prepared, if I'm not contributing to the party. No one wants a dead anchor. No one wants a dead weight. Everyone wants someone that actually is present. And that applies to me. So don't think I'm being a hypocrite here. I am being like super duper legit. And so with that being said, I want to pull up some numbers here on Flogs. Just because I want to make sure, like, as I'm saying this, that I'm not messing up. like, remember, we're also getting a balance pass next week, guys. Like, keep that in mind. And the developers keep things really, really balanced. And a new expansion with a ton of new abilities was just released, so things are probably going to be even more balanced than this. But, like, and I'm not going to say the exact numbers, but, like, compare the highest melee DPS when you open up the page yourself to the lowest. And, like, look at the difference between them. The difference between the highest and the lowest is like, it's like nothing. It's like super duper duper small. And then you look at the total DPS that any of the melee DPSs bring, and that difference is so infinitely small. So, how to even say it? Remember also that this is only one group member out of a team of 8, so there's 7 other players whose job choices would impact it. I mean, and respectfully, like, these are just very minor differences. Do you know what will make a damage difference? And this is what... This is stuff that actually matters, not a fucking... My job is, like, 200 DPS lower. What the hell? First of all, your group isn't using food or potions. If you're not using food or potions, respectfully, I hope that the party finder leader in my party finder, which hopefully it's not me because I actually don't like being recognized. Like when I'm trying to prog, because well, not the video for that. But if you're not using food or potions and you're in my PF group, I hope the party leader kicks you out of the group. Get out. Sorry, harsh, but like, why are you doing a savage PF if you don't have food? Like, peace and love. Like, what are you doing? Like, that's pretty basic. The next thing is your timing of your potions isn't correct. Learn your stuff. This I can forgive a little bit more, but like, learn your shit. Same thing about your rotation. If you aren't executing your DPS rotation correctly, like you're say using Ninja's Fireball rather than Raiton, like on a single target encounter, like bro, like what are you doing? The next thing is if your group is like undergeared or not melded, which obviously we're going into new tier, obviously, like yo, that makes sense. But if we say have like item level like 7-10 crafted gear or whatever the hell it ends up being, make sure that you have that set. Make sure that it has melds. Like even if your melds aren't ideal, like your tenacity, at least meld fucking tenacity. Like, come on, dude. Like, if you're a tank, at least meld tenacity. Like, I'm not asking for the Earth, Stars, and Moon and, like, perfect substatting, because let's be real. Perfect substatting is, like, it's very minor difference. But having something is actually very important. Like, the difference between tenacity and determination. Like, yeah, we're splitting hairs at this point. Like, truly. Like, is it somewhat significant? You could make the argument, yeah. But it just meld anything. And then the other thing would be your group is dying. Like if you're dying, you have a weakness debuff. You also weren't contributing damage by the time that it took to revive and everything. Even if the healers instantly revive you, that's still lots of GCDs you lost. Or like if you're taking like if you literally have a damage down debuff, like there's no nice or cute way to say it. Like you just need to get more familiar with the fight. And if you're missing a DPS check and there were like a bunch of damage downs, like what do you want me to say? Do you want me to be like, yeah, it's because you picked Samurai. That's the reason, not the 5 different weakness debuffs. Like, why is this even something that I need to say? But it feels like I need to because some people need to hear this. So getting to it, does easy impact performance? Not enough to meaningfully sway me or anyone else that actually knows what they're talking about, like even the faintest knowledge of what they're talking about of raiding. Because like I'm not the best raider, I just enjoy it. It's something that I like talking about. I love talking about this game. If you're looking for like bleeding edge raiders, I genuinely doubt any of them would disagree with what I just said. Like respectfully, I would be shocked. Like I would literally be shocked if they're just like, oh yeah, job choice is like the number one thing. Oh my god, it's definitely not the damage test. Like that's a non-controversial thing, or it better be. Like yo, like let's be real. And what else would I want to say here? Like, does easy impact job performance? No, not meaningfully enough. I really think I'm gonna be real here. There's clickbait weirdos that spout bullshit tier lists all over the place. And when it comes to like other games, I get it. Like if you're talking about World of Warcraft, I get it. The balance there's kind of wacky. Like Mythic Plus versus Raid, very different positions for different jobs. But when it comes to Final Fantasy XIV, this shit is like this is clickbait weirdo shit. And it doesn't make sense when you're talking about effectiveness. Now, if you want to talk about how fun something is, like, bro, I'm totally on board. But, like, really, when push comes to shove, it's like, you cannot tell me that this is going to impact it enough. Oh, shoot. Did my thing... I'm having technical difficulties on my end. One quick second. Did my stream die? Oh, there, we're back. But, reality is, like, if you took a particular composition, say, warrior, paladin, sage, white mage, dancer, viper, summoner, pictomancer, reality is, this exact composition, obviously minus the new jobs, because, like, bro, they're new, this composition has cleared, like, every single fight in the game. It made no difference. Now, don't get me wrong, though. Like, hold up. Don't get me wrong. I am not saying that if you want to play Black Mage, don't play Black Mage. What I'm gonna say is, if you're playing Black Mage, you're probably playing it in a lot of content, you're probably most familiar with it, you're probably really comfortable with it. I want you to be on what you want to play. And that doesn't matter. Like, if you want to be Red Mage, be Red Mage. If you want to be Black Mage, be Black Mage. If you want to be Dancer, be Dancer. If you want to be Monk, be Monk. Yo, like, don't misinterpret what I'm saying here. Like, let me... Like, call me crazy if you want, but, like, why are we even worried about what is easy versus hard? Maybe I'm just cuckoo crazy beans. Maybe I'm like the psychopath. But like, why do we even give a shit? I can't help but feel that anyone concerned about this is like not blessed. You know, it ain't the biggest down there. They're not worried about that. Like, this is stupid. It's stupid. Like, what I want is I want you to show up on raid on time. Bring consumables, know your rotation, have watched a YouTube video on the raid, and get shit done. Holy shit. Like, if I have a ranged DPS and they go machinist or bard or dancer, I don't care. I do not care. Whatever you go on. Or, like, it's the exact same thing for any other role. If you're a Dark Knight versus a Warrior versus a Gunbreaker, I truly don't care. Like, Red Mage, Black Mage, Pictomancer, none of this matters. All of it is plug and play. Like, how to say it? Like, what isn't plug and play is if you decide that you need to play something that you're not comfortable on and you're just wiping the group. Like, that is going to be an issue. That is going to be something where, you know what, we have a little bit of an issue here and I do want you to stop. And it ultimately boils down to you just don't enjoy it. And that's really the problem. So when I say I want you to play and do whatever the hell you want to do, that comes from a very genuine place. And it's like, how to say it? I feel... How do you even say it? Kind of just to hell with anyone that tells you to not play what you want to play. And that's really, I guess, the number one takeaway from this video. If you want to play something, play it. And I don't know why people are listening to some people here that are honestly some of the most insular, angry, unhappy pieces of shit that I have ever had the displeasure of seeing their bullshit be sent to me. Why give them the time of day? You shouldn't. You don't, because honestly, I don't even care if you think that I'm a piece of shit. Like, fuck me. Like, you are better than that, and you are amazing, and you deserve better, so screw them. Like, yo, it should be that simple. Like, don't let weird toxic elitos with their weird bullshit fucking Kotaku or gay, whatever the hell bullshit tier list they pulled out their ass make you feel bad because you like fucking Picto. If you like Pictomancer, play Pictomancer. If you don't, then don't. It's really that simple. And that being said, I do genuinely hope everyone has an amazing day, and I really do mean that. And I am gonna be slurping down my lunch now and getting back to work. It's just making that tier list, and I have had at least fucking like 20 people message me like this, and so I'm like, you know what, we are gonna be talking about this. Play what you want to play and have fun, because at the end of the day, this is still a game, and Final Fantasy XIV is meant to be enjoyed, and everything is so balanced that it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't. I hope this video is able to like allay your fears.